Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Before I begin this video, I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Juanda Wisnu Saputra. Milling is a process performed with a machine in which the cutter rotates to remove the material from the workpiece present in the directions of the angle with the tool axis. With the help of the milling machines, one can perform many operations and functions, starting from the small object to the large ones. Milling machining is one of very common manufacturing process used in machinery shops and industries to manufacture high precision products and parts in different shapes and sizes. The milling machines are also known as the multitasking machines, which are multi-purpose machines capable of milling and turning the materials as well. The milling machine has got the cutter installed up on it, which helps in removing the material from the surface of the workpiece. When the materials get cooled down, then it's removed from the milling machine.
Here I will explain about types of milling machine. The two main configurations of the milling machine operation are the types of milling machine. These are the vertical mill and horizontal mill. They are further discussed below. Vertical mill and horizontal mill. Vertical mill machine. The vertical mill has a vertically arranged spindle axis and rotate by staying at the same axis. The spindle can also be extended and performing functions such as drilling and cutting. Vertical mill has further categories as wheel turret mill and bed mill. The turret mill has got a table that moves perpendicularly and parallel to the spindle axis in order to cut the material. The spindles, however stationary to cutting methods, can be performed with this by moving the knee and by lowering or raising the wheel. The other is the bed mill, in which the table moves perpendicular to the axis of the spindle and the spindle moves parallel to its axis. Horizontal milling machine. The horizontal mill is also the similar cutter, but their cutters are placed on a horizontal arbor. A lot of horizontal mills have got rotary table to help in milling in the various angles. These tables are called the universal tables. Apart from these, are the tools that are used in a vertical mill can also be used in the horizontal mill. Thank you.
My name is Dudung Permana, my class in PM3. I will explain about main part of milling machine. The first one, column and base. Column, including base, is the main casting that support all other part of milling machine. The column contain oil reservoir and a pump which lubricate the spindle. The column rests on the base, and base contain coolant reservoir, a pump which is used during machining operation that requires coolant. 2. Knee. It is a casting that supports the saddle and table. All gearing mechanism is enclosed with the knee. It is passed to the column by dovetail ways. The knee is supported and adjusted by vertical positioning screw or elevating screw. The elevating screw is used to adjust the knee up and down by raising or lowering the lever either with the help of hand or power feed. 3. Saddle and swivel table. Saddle is present on the knee and support the table. It's laid on a horizontal dovetail on the knee, and dovetail is parallel to axis of the spindle. The swivel table is attached to the saddle that can be swept horizontal in either direction.
4. Power feed mechanism. It is the knee which contains the power feed mechanism. It is used to control the longitudinal left and right, transverse in and out, and vertical up and down feeds. To get the desired rate of feed on the machine, the feed selection lever is positioned as indicated on the feed selection plates. On some universal knee and column milling machine, the feed is obtained by turning the feed selection handle until the designed rate of feed is indicated on the feed dial. Most of the milling machines have a rapid reverse lever that can be engaged when a temporary increase in the speed of the longitudinal transfers of vertical feed is required. For example, this lever will be engaged when the operator is positioning or aligning the work. 5. Table. It is a rectangular casting which is present on the top of the saddle. It is used to hold the work or work holding device. It contains several slots for holding the work and work holding device, i.e. zigs and fixtures. The table can be operated by hand or by power. To move the table by hand, engage and turn the longitudinal hand crank. To move in front forward, engage the longitudinal feed control lever direction. 6. Spindle. It is the shape which is used to hold and drive the cutting tools of the milling machine. Spindle is mounted on the bearings and supported by the column. The spindle is driven by the electric motor through the trace gear. The gear trains are present within the column. The face of the spindle, which lays close to the table, has an internal taper machine on it. The internal taper at the front face of the spindle permits only tapered quarter holder or arbor. It has two cases at the front face which provide a positive drive for the cutter holder or arbor. The drawbar and jamet is used to secure the holder and arbor in the spindle.
Overarm is the horizontal beam present of the top face of the column. It may be a single casting which slides on the dovetail Y present on the top face on the column. The overarm is used to the fasten or bore support. It may consist on one or two cylinder bars which let through the hole in the column. Arbor support. It is a casting with bearing that support the outer and the arbor. It also helps in aligning the rotor end of the arbor with spindle. 1. Is present the springing of the outer and the arbor during cutting operation. 2. There are generally two types of the outdoor support used the milling machine. The first one has small diameter bearing hole, 1 inch in the maximum diameter, and the other one has large diameter bearing hole, usually up to 30 to 4 inches. The arbor support has an oil reservoir that lubricates the bearing surface. It can horizontal types of milling machine. Ram. The overhanging arm in the vertical machine is called ram. One end of the ram is mounted on the top of face column and the other end milling head is attached. The ram can be moved transversely in and out of the column by a hand lever. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Pratama and I will explain you about milling process. The milling machine involves the following process or phase of cutting. 1. Milling cutter. There are a lot of cutting tools used in the milling cutters named end mill. Have special cutting surface on their end surface so that can be placed into the workpiece by drilling. These also have extend cutting surface on each side for the purpose of peripheral milling. The milling cutters have small cutter at the end corner. The milling cutters are made from highly resistant material that are durable and produce less friction. 2. Surface finish. Any material put through the cutting area of the milling machine gets regular interval. The side cutter have got regular ridge on them. The distance between the ridge depends of the feed rate, the diameter of cutter, and the quantity of cutting surface. This can be the significant variation in the height of the surface. Gang milling. This means that more than 2 milling cutters are involved in a setup like the horizontal milling. All the cutter perform a uniform operation, or might also be possible that the cutter might perform distinct operation. This is an important operation for producing the duplicate parts.